Okay, hello everyone, and we are now here in Barangay Puting Lupa in Calamba, Laguna. And where we are now is at the Jose P. Laurel Mansion here in Calamba. So, well, this is one of the residences apparently of the former president of the Third Philippine Republic. He was the Philippine president during the Japanese occupation. And Mr. Laurel, actually, he is a native of the neighboring province of Batangas, and he hails from the town called Tanawan, Batangas. And also, one interesting tidbit here is that in this spot where the mansion is located is where we can see right about there is Mount Bijiang. Mount Bijiang is the site of a battle that happened between the 11th Airborne Division. They were paratroopers, and they battled there in Mount Bijiang against Imperial Japanese troops. And their staging point, their base here, is also just around there in a barangay called Real, where there was a, well, formerly there was a sugar mill there. There were sugar plantations around in that area at the time, and well, that's where they came from, and they decided to eliminate the Japanese command that is entrenched there at Mount Bijiang. So it was around March of 1945, I believe it was March 15, when they actually took to the heat of battle against the Imperial Japanese in that hill there. So their operations in Manila was now over. The Battle of Manila has just been concluded on March 3rd, and they pulled back here to the south in Calamba. And well, their next operation was here in Mount Bijiang. And in the process of taking Mount Bijiang from the Japanese, the American forces, they actually called in aerial strikes against the Japanese positions located in that hill. So they called in strikes from P-38 fighter bombers. So they plastered that mountain with Allied ordnance. And the battle for the mountain was also a grueling one. The US forces had to go in at different approaches towards this mountain. We are actually right now at the south of that mountain, and we are looking kind of northeast, towards the northeast. So their approaches, they came from different sectors to storm that mountain, and they had to bring in mortars, and also they were calling in artillery from other groups that were located nearby, so they could effectively neutralize the Japanese positions there. So it was not an easy affair. There were some casualties on the US forces. There were deaths. There were a number of wounded men that had to be evacuated eventually. So well, Mount Bijiang still there. Actually, the Japanese had to also execute their own mortar attacks against the Americans. And from what I have read, reading Mr. Jeremy Holmes' article regarding Mount Bijiang, thank you, sir, for your research on the history of the 11th Airborne. So the Japanese also mortared the American positions, and some of the rounds that they lobbed into the Americans were actually duds. So there are some unexploded ordnance still there on that mountain. What baffles me is that well, at least half of that mountain now is kind of like a residential area. So they eventually decided that that mountain is suitable for human habitation somehow. So well, that is the story of Mount Bijiang, and a portion of the war here, the Second World War here in Calamba. So thanks for watching the video, and keep tuning in on our page, World War II in the Philippines. We're about to roll a few more interesting content for you guys, so stay tuned.